It's time now for the Real Estate Radio Guy with real estate broker John Rainville. For the next hour, you'll learn everything about national real estate topics, trends, and news revolving around Central PA. It's sponsored by Equity Prime Mortgage, Enviroquest Inspections, and SearchHomesInPA.com. And now, here's the Real Estate Radio Guy, John Rainville.
Good morning, Pennsylvania. Hey, another really nice day out there. Please get out there and enjoy it. I didn't see any real big hunters out there today. Did you, Kingsley, on your way in?
I saw a couple of trucks on the side of the road.
Did you?
Yeah.
All right. I was really amazed. I saw something. There was a kid up there towards Stroudsburg. He got a 740-pound black bear with a 60-pound bow.
Wow.
Walking through the woods.
Wow.
Wow.
Good thing he had a bow on him.
Yeah. Hey, we've got an exciting show. Exciting show this morning. We've got Jeremey Haines, and Jeremey's actually the COO of Murry Companies, based out of Lancaster for construction and development. They're a company that does single-family homes, apartment buildings. They do townhomes in Sutherland. Townhomes of Sutherland. They do single families in Woods Edge. We're going to be talking with Jeremey. We're also going to be talking with Lois Graham later in the show, specifically about the townhomes at Sutherland. And then, of course, we're going to have John Staz on here later on talking about asphalt shingles. And then, of course, Kingsley and I are here talking about real estate and mortgages and interjecting our thoughts. But this should be a great show for you. And Jeremey, are you there? Jeremey,
are you there?
All right. Hey, while we're waiting for Jeremey to call back in here to the show, we'll start to talk a little bit more about FHA. Oh, Jeremy's back? Okay.
I'm here.
All right. Hey,
John.
Jeremey, how are you doing? Good morning. How are you doing?
Doing fine. How are you doing today?
Good. Hey, by any chance, did you get a deer yet?
I did.
Awesome. Did you hear? You probably didn't hear my comment earlier about that young kid, 18 years old, that got that 740-pound black bear the last day of archery.
Oh, my goodness. I did not hear that. That's amazing.
Yeah, here in PA. Could be the record.
Wow.
But switching gears, we have you here today where, we're going to be talking about, we'd like to talk about Murry Companies, what you guys build, how long you've been around. Can you give us a little bit of a background about the company?
Be glad to. Thanks for the opportunity. William Murry & Son started about 89 years ago. We are currently, in Lancaster. We are currently a third-generation owner. The grandson of the founder is also named William. Bill Murray is our current CEO and president. We are a contractor, home builder, land developer. We have 4 different divisions, technically, in that we also own and maintain many properties, residential, apartment complexes, commercial buildings, and own and operate a golf course called Crossgates in Millersville. But primarily, we've been a builder, contractor for almost 90 years now in Lancaster.
And that's huge. I mean, because, Lancaster is such a conservative market. So, a 90-year track record is just phenomenal.
Well, we're proud of what we've done over the years. Unfortunately, we lost Emmanuel Murry earlier this year, who was a second-generation owner of the company and spent all his career working with his father and then ultimately with his son, Bill, to build one heck of a company. So we're proud. We've got a lot of longtime employees that have been with us a long time. Unfortunately, many of them have retired, but we still have a couple that have been around for a long time and anxious to keep building in the Lancaster, York, Harrisburg area.
Jeremey, on the residential side right now, approximately how many communities are you building in?
Well, we have several communities, a couple that we've built in over the years that are winding down, I'll say. We have a couple lots left in a very nice community in Manheim Township, Lancaster. called the Mondamin. We have a couple lots left there. We have one south of Lidditz, a nice development called Eagle Ridge. But primarily, we have two active communities, Woods Edge in eastern, I should say, Lancaster, represented by John Rainville and his team at Brokers Realty. That's a community of several single-family home lots available for custom builds, as well as townhouses, that we have under construction or recently constructed and hopefully starting a new building here earlier this 2014. We have another community called Crossgates, and I mentioned Crossgates Golf Course. The community is called Crossgates. We've been building around this golf course for many years. We have the latest phase is called Sawgrass. It's surrounded by several of the very nice scenic holes on the golf course, and we have some very nice duplex units built there, and new models being built in the Sawgrass phase of Crossgates development. So two active developments, two developments that are not as active in that they're older developments, but we still have a couple lots left for custom builds.
And a lot of times when people think duplexes, they're not picturing your duplexes. Your duplexes are total luxury units. I mean, I think a lot of times when people think of duplex, that they're thinking an economy thing. They're not expecting what you have out there.
Yeah, I kind of have Steelton in my mind.
Yeah. Oh no. Granite countertops, hardwood floors. I mean, just amenities. Lower level walkout finished basements that are just outstanding. Yeah, they've got just really nice fit and finish. That's one of the things Murray's really known for over the years. True, Jeremy. I mean, they're known for having tremendous quality, fit and finish, and very limited callbacks.
Well, we pride ourselves on that. We, to your first point, exactly, a typical duplex, many people think of a row home downtown or Steelton, as you said, but true. We designed the Sawgrass portion of the Crossgates development and the current portion of the Woods Edge development to be townhome and or duplex. Townhome, as you know, is the Woods Edge development. They have townhome as in the houses are side by side and connected, yes, but they're still 1,800 square feet. We have a model called the Bentley, which is almost 2,000 square feet. So those are not typical small row home type structures. They're all first floor master living, walk-in showers, walk-in closets. Most of them have granite countertops, as you said, nice amenities. The Sawgrass duplexes are not the starter home type duplexes. Those units are currently in the $350,000 to $400,000 range. They are also 2,000 to 2,400 square feet, first floor master, lots of amenities. You mentioned many of them are on the golf course with walkout basements that can be finished off to add additional finished living in that home.
And what I think is nice in both communities is they're really set up so there's no through traffic. It's mainly just your neighbors pulling in and out. So, I mean, very safe, quiet, comfortable living units.
That's a good point as well. Woods Edge, although it is very close to Lancaster, right off of the intersection of 430 what am I trying to say? Community. I'm sorry, I'm from York. I call it Market Street, but Columbia Avenue and Route 30, Sawgrass portion of Crossgates is in Millersville. Very accessible to Millersville, a couple minutes from Lancaster as well. But you're right. Most of the traffic you're going to have in Sawgrass is golf carts driving by on the golf course.
Jeremy, out in Sawgrass, because we've got Lois coming on later, and she can really expand on Sutherland. But out there in Sawgrass, if somebody goes out there and they want to have a new unit built, are you guys starting any new units soon?
We are, and thanks for bringing that up. We do have a new model being built this winter. It'll be ready for occupancy and tours early spring of 2017. It's a slightly lower cost model, so the base model starts at just under 250. I'm sorry, I've got the dogs are going crazy. $250,000. So, although I mentioned we have models built in the 350 to 400 range, we also have a new section in the 250 to 275 range. So it's a little lower cost model, still very high quality, still has options for all the amenities such as granite and walkout basements and so on and so forth. Those are being started late this year, December 2016, and be ready for occupancy spring of 17.
Now, I'm under the assumption that there's obviously going to be a homeowners association with this. What type of amenities or what's covered with the association with these homes?
In both communities, Woods Edge and Crossgates, there is a homeowners association. You own your home, you take care of your home, but everything outside of that is taken care of, other than the flower beds right outside your front door. We say it's snow and mow. So the lawns are mowed, the snow is plowed. In both communities, Woods Edge as well as Crossgates, both have homeowners associations. Those homeowners associations are fairly inexpensive, but they do take care of all your outside work when it comes to owning a home.
Which is nice, because I pay a hefty homeowners association fee, and I don't get anything other than a flower bed in the entry to the community.
Yeah. When we started the homeowners association years ago, before my time at Murray, they decided to do something quite different, and both these homeowners associations are very active and provide you a lot more than sounds like you're getting at yours.
A lot of our listeners, Jeremy, are have been in their homes 30 years and or longer, and that your communities are actually perfect for them, because they're going to be able to live a very convenient lifestyle, because they don't have to worry about that outside maintenance. They can come and go. If they have a place in Florida that they go to in the winter, they can just lock the door and come back in the spring. Do you see many snowbirds buying out there right now?
I believe so. I know that we have some folks that have this as a first home and have a second home elsewhere. But you're right, it's perfect for that. A lot of our owners, a lot of our recent buyers like the fact that it's first floor living. Many of our models, especially some of the townhomes at Woods Edge, provide a second floor, second and third bathroom that are perfect for guests or the kids or the grandkids who come to visit. But for the most part, first floor living. Not having to take care of the outside, the leaves or the lawn or the snow, or the security for that matter, because you have your neighbors close by and you have a homeowners association watching over you, makes it perfect for someone who may take extended vacations or live in a second home, hopefully down south where it's a little warmer.
Now, is Sawgrass, are they open today and tomorrow, or just tomorrow?
We'll take appointments anytime. We have active representation in our sales model on Sundays. I know you and Lois and your team have a couple extended hours at their Woods Edge community, and I'm anxious to hear Lois talk more about that. I'll let her do so. But Crossgates is very accessible. We do have active participation in our sales model, which is a very nice model, by the way, on Sundays, and we're open as we're building there and as we live there, so to speak, around the golf course. We have folks in our sales team there many more hours than just Sunday, but by appointments.
That's fantastic.
So what hours are they open tomorrow?
Typically it's 1 to 4. If you need to get there a little early or stay a little late, we can help you out if that time frame doesn't work for you.
And what is the best number if they want to schedule or have any questions with regards to your homes?
Well, they can always call us at Murray, William Murray and Son, Woods Edge Builders. We have two different names, but it's the same company. You can call us anytime, 717-569-0495, and we can get you in touch with whoever we need to get you in touch with.
Website, Facebook page, where they can just go online and maybe look at some pictures before they head out?
Yeah, that'd be great. MurrayCommunities.com will get you to all of our current product, being the Crossgates development, the Sawgrass portion, as well as everything we have going on with John Rainville and the team at Brokers Realty at Woods Edge.
Well, awesome. Hey, we appreciate you calling in today. We got a lot of great information. We're going to go ahead and head to a break. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Buying or selling a home? For professional home inspection, call Enviroquest of Harrisburg. Their certified home inspectors will conduct a thorough inspection and provide a detailed report with many pictures. They'll explain the findings. Do you have elevated radon levels in your house? Call Enviroquest. They have fixed over 10,000 homes over the last 25 years. For a professional home inspection or radon mitigation, call Enviroquest at 233-6144, 233-6144, or visit Enviroquest online at evqharrisburg.com. That's evqharrisburg.com.
Hi, my name is John Rainville, a Pennsylvania, Maryland, and New York real estate broker and realtor. I'm your host for Real Estate Radio Guy. Our show is dedicated to local, state, and national real estate topics, trends, and news revolving around central Pennsylvania. We'll discuss the buying and selling process, mortgages, market conditions, property maintenance, commercial and investment real estate, and more. Real Estate Radio Guy is sponsored by Equity Prime Mortgage, Enviroquest Inspections, and SearchHomesInPA.com. Join us every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 on WHYL.
Buying or selling a home? For professional home inspection, call Enviroquest of Harrisburg. Their certified home inspectors will conduct a thorough inspection and provide a detailed report with many pictures. They'll explain the findings. Do you have elevated radon levels in your house? Call Enviroquest. They have fixed over 10,000 homes over the last 25 years. For a professional home inspection or radon mitigation, call Enviroquest at 233-6144, 233-6144, or visit Enviroquest online at evqharrisburg.com. That's evqharrisburg.com. Searching for a home online morning, noon, and night, looking at website after website, clicking contact me and nobody does? Missed homes that were sold before you knew they were for sale? The better choice is SearchHomesInPA.com. Search if you want, or they'll do it for you. Contact by phone, email, or text to adjust your search or to tour a property. Start online. They'll call you back at SearchHomesInPA.com or call toll-free 855-919-HOME and they'll do it for you. SearchHomesInPA.com, 855-919-4663.
Well, we're back, and hey, courtesy of Murry Companies, we want to really thank Jeremey Haines for coming on this morning. You know, we're taking part of his Saturday morning, but they're offering. We're going to be giving away 2 green fees for the Crossgates Golf Course, which is out there in Millersville, which you can use anytime next year. You don't have to go out there and play in the snow.
I think that'd be fun, though, especially with white balls.
Yeah, okay. All right. So later on in the show here, we're going to be giving you a question. And again, just like last time, we're going to have you post the answers on our Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/Real Estate Radio Guy. And as you know, we are posting all the shows up on there also. So we're going to be bringing on Lois Graham from BrokersRealty.com. She's going to be talking with us about Sutherland here in a few minutes. She should be calling in. Sutherland is a townhome community of Murray, Woods Edge Builders. And actually, Lois is just coming on right now.
And those 2 tickets that were given away is to the development that they're building a new model in. Is that not correct?
That is correct. It's right next to it.
So for somebody that wants to win these tickets and thinking about buying a home, They could go out and play 9 holes, look at a home, an open house on a Saturday or Sunday, go back and finish the last 9 holes. A kind of nice little a day event to get a feeling for the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
I think we have Lois on now, don't we? We're having technical difficulties. And speaking of which, because it is the Christmas holidays, I want everybody out there to know I got a new set of earphones. Brand new today, out of the package, so I'm very happy.
Hey, and, we were at the WHYL, the radio station's holiday party the other night, which was fantastic, too.
Yes.
We had
very
a great
nice.
time.
Very nice. Very nice.
All right. Hey, Lois, are you there?
I am here.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in this morning. This is Lois Graham from BrokersRealty.com. Lois wears many hats, right? You're
I do.
a realtor. You run our new homes division. You are also our business development liaison. And but this morning we're here to talk about the Sutherland Townhomes. So, we just finished up with Jeremey. Can you give us a little bit of an idea? Jeremey told us a little bit more about what they have over there in Sawgrass, over there by the golf course. So what do you have there in the townhomes right now?
Well, I'm pretty excited today to tell you about the towns at Sutherland at Woods Edge. And the beauty about that location is we have existing move-in ready inventory, and we're moving on to the next phase. We also have some single-family home sites for custom builds in that same area, and it's just a gorgeous area. It's very nicely located off of South Centerville Road in Manor Township, or in Penn Manor Schools, but just delightful. It's kind of away from the hustle and bustle. There's beautiful walking nature trails. It's just a great location. And the homes, we have very, very nice townhomes in there, going from around 1,700 square feet up to almost 21, and just beautiful open floor plans. And the sweet part is they have first floor master suites. So very, very, very nice location, great product, a lot of custom things. They can still pick and choose. It's just a great location.
And you have several end units right now that are ready to go, that all have 2-car garages with the first floor masters. And
exactly.
Lois, don't a couple of those have walkout basements?
We do. That's the nice part about this community. There's pretty much what you want is there. We have a couple with existing. You could be in. What a wonderful Christmas present. You could be in one of these by Christmas if you call quickly. But we do have a couple with walkout basements. One is ready for year finish, and the other is very nicely appointed, walkout lower level, and they're beautiful.
What
the one you look out over a nature area, and it's just very nice.
What size lots do these homes have?
Well, the townhomes are on 0.10, 0.14, but the beauty of the thing there is no snow, no mow, and the home association fee the HOA fee is only $52 a month, and that's no snow, no mow.
That's low.
So if you
that's a low fee. I mean, I'm paying close to that now, and like I said before, I don't get anything for that.
I know.
So
it's great.
So with the first floor master suites, the no snow, no mow, I mean, this is almost like really a no maintenance type of move in.
It really is, and that's the beauty. You can go have a life and come home and not have to, worry about whether you're going to be able to get up the driveway or in the driveway. These are all nicely, easily accessible, and lots of light windows. We do have the one, some with fireplaces, and there's just, you don't feel like you're in a townhome.
They're very light and bright for being a townhome.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
people cannot believe how much natural light is coming into these units. I mean, it's an open floor plan. I mean, just really, really well laid out.
So what is our entry level into these homes? I know we're what, about 1,700 square feet entry level?
1,700 square feet. We're out of inventory with that model currently, and we had started in the 215 range. We can get in there now for the, we're getting ready to start a new building. So, mid-twos, depending on what you put in it. Some people like things fairly simplistic. Maybe you want a vinyl floor. Other people would like hardwood. Maybe you want extra fireplaces. Who knows? And that's the beauty of new construction is you can, decide what you want in your home.
And still affordable. And from my gathering, I mean, these homes are fairly energy efficient.
They're extremely energy efficient. And another thing that I personally like is their forced air gas furnace, high efficiency. I think we have like a 92% efficiency. And then between that and the energy efficient construction, your utility bills are really quite low compared to, some people. I was talking to someone yesterday that was looking to come in, and they're paying a little over $400 a month in utility costs. Not here, and that was a part of the beauty of it. He goes, heck, I could have a new home and pay less money. I said, well, there you go. So great location, lots of energy efficient things. You can potentially be in one of these homes and actually have less money going out of your pocket per month.
Lois, let's tell them a little bit about your loaded up end unit model home, because that has everything from basically a 2-story foyer, which you don't normally get in a townhouse, and a finished walkout lower level. Can you sort of give them an idea of what that home has?
Well, I'll tell you, that is just a beautiful, beautiful home. You walk in and you feel like you're in a $400,000 home. It's, as you said, it's beautiful, 2-story entry, nice, beautiful living room, just so much light. It's just a pleasure walking in. You walk in, you just get a warm, comfortable feeling. Has a fireplace, eat-in dining room, and the other thing that's really nice, which I'm feeling the effects of now, is, there's no maintenance decks. So on that particular home, it's a walkout model. You have a no-maintenance deck off of the dining room, as well as a, availability for a patio downstairs. So, open, light, and bright.
And the way that home's been set up, I mean, if somebody can really completely live on that first floor if they want, because
absolutely,
you've got the first floor laundry. You've got a full bath in the master suite. You've got a half bath there in the entryway, and they're all very generous size rooms. We're not talking tight rooms. I mean, even the laundry rooms.
Absolutely. And one of the other really nice things is the fact if you drive into the garage and you come in, you have not a laundry closet but a laundry room. Plenty of space there, plus a huge closet. So, there's just so much space. It's laid out for a comfortable life. I mean, first floor master, plenty of room, nice windows, granite, lots of granite everywhere. And I don't know. I guess you have to see it to believe it.
Yeah, they really need to come out there, especially to see the kitchen with the extra tall cabinets. I mean, these folks are not your typical townhome or duplexes of what you're thinking. These are definitely well-priced luxury homes.
Okay, so now I'm intrigued. So when can we actually get out there and take a look at these homes? Is there an open house model? Is it by appointment?
Well, you know what? Either way, if you want to look at these homes, if you want to call, our toll-free number is 888-774-8488, and you can either ask for new homes or dial extension 790. Again, that's 888-774-8488, extension 790. or new homes, or we're open Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 4, but really any time by appointment. So if you have a realtor, call your realtor, or to make an appointment, very easy to schedule a showing. And
you also have a Facebook page I've seen, www.facebook.com/Sutherland.
Right.
If you're looking for more information and current updates.
And how do you spell Sutherland?
Good question. Maybe that should be our
Sutherland.
All right, there we go, and there's the answer. So I think Facebook and obviously website, get a lot of information on those. And if they want to call you, Lois, how do they get a hold of you? What's your phone number?
You can reach me directly at 717-503-8700. And again, that's 717-503-8700 is my direct phone.
Lois, real quick, somebody here just asked me if an agent wants to get into new construction, because that really is a niche for a realtor, what can you tell them? What can you share?
Well, I can tell you that the National Association of Home Builders has a wonderful educational program called CSP, and that would be the designation for Certified New Home Sales Professional. We do offer that locally here at the HBA of Metropolitan Harrisburg. In fact, we'll have a class coming up early spring. But it's very interesting, and it really does set you apart from the average agent. I even have builders agents have seen them come through these classes. But, to really sell new construction, you really need to know how things are put together. And, you need to know about, I always say, what's a lintel? And they look at me like, what? But, the one lady says, well, it's a little furry fuzzball on your sweater. And I said, no, that's not a lintel. But a lot of agents, when you go through basic training to be licensed as a realtor, you really don't get a new homes component. So always, if you're builders always look for someone who is CSP certified, because that means they've taken the time, the effort, and the expense to learn about new construction. So I would encourage any agent that is considering new construction to take that class. And again, if you need information on that, you can call or text me at 717-503-8700, and I'd be happy to share information on that. But, the majority of our agents do have that training. Not all do, but Brokers Realty is big on education. So that's something that we can help and advise with, but really does set apart an agent from just a standard agent. They really learn a lot, not just about the construction of the home, but about a lot of things, the marketing, demographics, and really gives you a leg up, so to speak.
And this Christmas season would be probably a perfect time to set yourself up for that education. As the spring comes around and you've got these new models that are becoming open, I mean, now would be the time to kind of get the education, get the information you need to set yourself up for that.
Yep. If they want to give a call, I can get them set up on a waiting list for the class. Class size is limited, and I will tell you that our local HBA offers that class at a lower price than you can actually get it through NAHB, and that is a national certification.
So, Lois, what's the best number for them to call you today?
717-503-8700. And if there's any realtors listening, that also counts as continuing ed for Pennsylvania licensure. It also is a full broker credit. So it's wonderful. It also will count as if you're a builder and looking to expand your designations, it's also a continuing ed for can be used for engineering, builders, remodelers, and that as well. So it's a very, very well-rounded class.
Well, Lois, we really appreciate you taking time with us here this morning, and we really appreciate that you've come up with our question for them to win the 2 green fees. So our question is, what is a lintel? you could be able to put that onto our our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Real Estate Radio Guy. And come on, folks, you can even go ahead and Google it. I'll spell it for you, Lintel.
I was going to tell them they don't get demerit points for misspelling it, but technically they would.
Yeah.
Thanks for the opportunity.
And anybody that
really
does know the answer, you guys can call Lois and give her the answer too. Her cell phone is waiting for the answer.
Well, thanks so much, Lois. We're going to head to break. Have a great day.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity, guys. Have a great day.
Hi, my name is John Rainville, a Pennsylvania, Maryland, and New York real estate broker and realtor. I'm your host for Real Estate Radio Guy. Our show is dedicated to local, state, and national real estate topics, trends, and news revolving around central Pennsylvania. We'll discuss the buying and selling process, mortgages, market conditions, property maintenance, commercial and investment real estate, and more. Real Estate Radio Guy is sponsored by Equity Prime Mortgage, Enviroquest Inspections, and SearchHomesInPA.com. Join us every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 on WHYL.
Searching for a home online morning, noon, and night, looking at website after website, clicking contact me and nobody does? Missed homes that were sold before you knew they were for sale? The better choice is SearchHomesInPA.com. Search if you want, or they'll do it for you. Contact by phone, email, or text to adjust your search or to tour a property. Start online. They'll call you back at SearchHomesInPA.com or call toll free 855-919-HOME and they'll do it for you. SearchHomesInPA.com 855-919-4663.
Hi, my name is John Rainville, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and New York real estate broker and realtor. I'm your host for Real Estate Radio Guy. Our show is dedicated to local, state, and national real estate topics, trends, and news revolving around central Pennsylvania. We'll discuss the buying and selling process, mortgages, market conditions, property maintenance, commercial and investment real estate, and more. Real Estate Radio Guy is sponsored by Equity Prime Mortgage, Enviroquest Inspections, and SearchHomesInPA.com. Join us every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 on WHYL.
Hi, this is Kingsley Harmer with Equity Prime Mortgage. Equity Prime is excited to announce its grand opening here in Central PA. Equity Prime Mortgage is an aggressive, direct lender licensed in 45 states and D.C. Join me as we discuss different topics such as qualifying, budgeting, and savings, and find out why we are able to offer better rates and qualify more clients. Equity Prime is currently hiring experienced loan officers in the Central PA area. If you feel you are qualified, please call 717-200-4800.
Hey, nothing says the holidays more than a brand new home. So if you haven't gotten your wife, your husband, your kid any gift yet, it would be a great weekend to go out to either of those two communities and buy them a new home. And I'm sure you never get the wrong color on a new home, do you?
No, because usually I think my wife would pick that. So either way, whether I'm right or wrong, I'm wrong, and she's always right. Kind of like, the red door, yellow door type thing.
Hey, that's why they made basements and garages just for the guys. Just leave them out of the rest of the house and you're safe.
Or sheds, in my opinion.
That's a whole nother story.
Yes, it is. So this whole lentil thing, I don't quite understand what food has to do with new homes. I mean, I've never been a big fan of lentil soup growing up. My grandmother made it all the time. Because I got it right, do I get the tickets or?
Yeah, I guess you're just going to have to put it on the Facebook page and we'll check next week.
I'll have to jump on there and do that.
Hey, we've got John Staz from Enviroquest hanging here on the line. John's going to be giving us information about how you evaluate asphalt shingles. And then we want to talk with John, because his company wins a lot of awards and is highly recommended. John, are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So I know our listeners are, prepared to hear about evaluating asphalt shingles because probably John, would you say most of us here in the area, that's what we have?
Yeah, it's a really common material used in roofing around this area because of the climatic conditions. It just holds up pretty well around this area for, the weather that we have here. So it's pretty common.
So how do you evaluate, the condition of your shingles?
When we look at a asphalt shingle roof, we try to determine, how old the roof is, when was it installed. Things we look for would be installation defects. Was it installed properly? Then we look at some basic characteristics, such as the asphalt shingles have what's called a seal. So one shingle seals to the shingle below it. So we check for to make sure the seals are intact. What can happen is if the seals fail or if they were defective in the manufacture, then the shingles are, so to speak, glued to one another. So in a storm or a high wind, if the wind picks up one shingle, it can rip off a whole bunch of shingles and make the roof susceptible to storm damage for that seal failing. We also check granulation on the roof. The asphalt shingles have a coating that protects the shingle from moisture penetration. So we look at the granulation for signs of cracking or degranulation. We look for fasteners sticking up, which, fastener sticks up a nail or something, then it'll start to rust, and that's an avenue where the roof can leak. One of the other things we look at is, interestingly enough, shingles can weather differently on different exposures. If one exposure gets a lot more sun or gets harder weather, it can look dramatically different. So, we look at all those things, and then if we do find some defects, then it comes to a question, can it be repaired or replaced? And you don't want to throw good money after a bad roof. So if it's near the end of its life and there's defects, then, we recommend, hey, get a roofer, get an estimate, get a second opinion, get it replaced if it needs it. If it's just some minor things or the roof has a significant life remaining, then it can usually be repaired.
And when it comes to, when you say throwing money at a roof, I've seen on numerous occasions, not that I haven't dabbled in roofing or anything, but they'll go out and just throw caulk onto the situation. I've even seen, and maybe you can kind of give me a little insight to this, the life of a roof obviously really doesn't necessarily depend on what tile you put on, although there are different warranties attached to some of the roofs. But when you're throwing money at a roof and somebody comes out and gives you a bid, most of the time you think, okay, well, they're going to tear off the old shingles, they're going to put a new felt paper down, you're going to have this nice, moisture barrier put down, and you're going to put, new tiles on top of the roof. So first of all, what is a typical lifespan of that scenario where you're putting a brand new roof right over the sheeting?
Yeah, what's really popular now are these architectural shingles, and they're usually, the life expectancy or the rating on them is a 25 to 30-year shingle. And, they're real popular. It's a little bit less labor to install those than the non-dimensional shingles. So the roofers like them. They last a little bit longer. They have a little bit better warranty. Of course, they're a little bit more expensive. But, what I meant about throwing good money after a bad roof, maybe the symptom is a few shingles are missing, but then when you get up there and check it, all the seals are going bad and the roof's near the end of its life. So, you pay a few $100s to replace a few shingles. If it's your decision, you want to limp along, in a couple of years you're going to have to replace it anyway. You just need something to stop the damage. That's one thing, but, to replace a skilled roofer is going to be able to say, well, the whole roof needs replaced really, I can patch it for you, but that should be the homeowner decision, whether they put a patch knowing that it's going to need replaced in a couple of years.
John, do different colors, I see so many different colors out there anymore on those asphalt shingles. Does one color wear better or last better than another one?
Well, the darker colors will heat up more in the summer, and of course they'll absorb more in the winter as well. So that can have some effect. The lighter shingles will absorb less of the sunlight, so that can have some effect.
And also, I want to just get back to my point with regards to the throwing bad money at a bad roof. You go out and you get these bids on these roofs to be installed, and again, that usually includes the labor to tear off the old one and put a new one on. But then you'll get a lot of people that'll come in with these lower bids to throw a layer of shingles right on top of the other one. From my experience, at least from what I know, and of course I know just a little bit, which is dangerous, does that not lower the lifespan of the new roof that you just spent a lot of money on?
Yes. A lot of municipalities, the codes people, they'll in some places they'll allow, like at the maximum of what I've heard of is 2 layers, but you can get multiple layers, and it does what it does. If you have bad shingles and you put a layer over top, it's going to be a lot harder to fasten the new shingles to the shingles beneath, because if they're worn out and they're wavy, that makes your new roof wavy, and it does lower the life expectancy. Then it also becomes more critical, like what fasteners are used to make sure it's properly fastened, so that the new shingles you're putting on top are properly installed. So yeah, it's never a good idea. The other thing it does add is, eventually when you do take both layers off, it's going to add to the roof replacement costs, because they're going to have removal disposal times 2 to get all the shingles off. So it's generally not a good idea.
What sort of things if a homeowner is looking at their roof later today, what are some things that might be alarm bells for them that they maybe should be getting somebody to come out and look at it?
Of course, the most obvious alarm would be leakage, if you're getting leak when it rains. But some other things to look at is your shingles are starting to develop cracks. If they're not laying flat, there are conditions called clutching and clawing, where they do just what it sounds like. When they claw, the seal wears out, the sun bakes the oils out of the shingle, and it starts to get an air pocket underneath and becomes brittle. Those are types of things that indicate the roof is nearing the end of its life or at the end of its life.
Now, I know we're talking mainly about the shingles right now, but then I've heard that there's this like ice and snow guard. Is that important for people to have or buy when the roofer comes out?
Yeah. A lot of the roofs around this area have at the top of where the wall meets the roof, you have your eave, and factors such as how much ventilation is there. There's conditions that ice and snow guard. There's conditions that can happen during the winter months where your gutter gets filled with water, it freezes, the ice can back up underneath the shingles, and that ice and snow guard is definitely a good product that is being used more and more on roofs today, and it definitely helps to make a sounder roof installation.
Any other recommendations for our listeners, John, today for what they should, if they do end up calling a roofer out, anything that they should be careful on or should be asking the roofer?
I would just check online, check the references, and another little trick for homeowners that you can do to get an assessment of your roof is if you look up in your attic and you want to know if you have multiple layers of shingles. We do this during a home inspection. You look for differing nails. If you see 2 sets of nails that are different type of nails, different length, different shank diameter, then there's a good possibility you have double layer of shingles. You can tell that from inside in your attic.
Well, it certainly sounds like you know a lot about the roofing business, as I imagine you would for being in this business for many years. And I understand that you've got a few awards. that were given to you over the years. Can you give me a little quick background on that?
We have a relationship with Angie's List, and we constantly monitor the online forums, to get feedback. So with Angie's List, if you get so many good recommendations, they give you a award. I think that's one of the ones that's on our website. And we find it's really valuable feedback. We're constantly monitoring those and getting feedback from the customers, we're always trying to put ourselves in the customer's shoes to get feedback to improve our business. So, we're always sending people a questionnaire after we do a service, work for them to get feedback.
Which is definitely a rarity, I think, especially in this industry. They take the buck and they take off. So it's nice and genuine to have a company actually care about what they've done. So let's say we've got a homeowner out there that has some questions, thinks there might be a roof, and they want to call you to get a second opinion, maybe do a quick inspection of the inside to see if there's any issues. What is the best contact for you?
For our phone number is 717-233-6144. And our website is evqharrisburg.com.
Fabulous. Hey, we want to thank you for being on. We got to head to a break. We'll talk to you next week.
Hi, my name is John Rainville, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and New York real estate broker and realtor. I'm your host for Real Estate Radio Guy. Our show is dedicated to local, state, and national real estate topics, trends, and news revolving around central Pennsylvania. We'll discuss the buying and selling process, mortgages, market conditions, property maintenance, commercial and investment real estate, and more. Real Estate Radio Guy is sponsored by Equity Prime Mortgage, Enviroquest Inspections, and SearchHomesInPA.com. Join us every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 on WHYL.
Hi, this is Kingsley Harmer with Equity Prime Mortgage. Equity Prime is excited to announce its grand opening here in Central PA. Equity Prime Mortgage is an aggressive, direct lender licensed in 45 states and D.C. Join me as we discuss different topics such as qualifying, budgeting, and savings, and find out why we are able to offer better rates and qualify more clients. Equity Prime is currently hiring experienced loan officers in the Central PA area. If you feel you are qualified, please call 717-200-4800.
Buying or selling a home? For professional home inspection, call Enviroquest of Harrisburg. Their certified home inspectors will conduct a thorough inspection and provide a detailed report with many pictures. They'll explain the findings. Do you have elevated radon levels in your house? Call Enviroquest. They have fixed over 10,000 homes over the last 25 years. For a professional home inspection or radon mitigation, call Enviroquest at 233-6144, 233-6144, or visit Enviroquest online at evqharrisburg.com. That's evqharrisburg.com. Searching for a home online morning, noon, and night, looking at website after website, clicking contact me and nobody does? Missed homes that were sold before you knew they were for sale? The better choice is searchhomesinpa.com. Search if you want, or they'll do it for you. Contact by phone, email, or text to adjust your search or to tour a property. Start online. They'll call you back at searchhomesinpa.com or call toll free 855-919-HOME and they'll do it for you. Searchhomesinpa.com, 855-919-4663.
All right, and we're back. And, I just want to make clear things up. A lintel is not used in soup.
Okay. Then basically you're telling me I'm wrong?
You're wrong lintel. Wrong lintel.
All right, well, there you go.
The question to win 2 green fees out of Crossgates Golf Course in Millersville for next year or this winter if you want is, what is a lintel? Lintel. And I want you to put that on our Facebook site, www.facebook.com/Real Estate Radio Guy.
Yeah. Well, I guess we just saved our listeners a couple of minutes of going on and guessing the wrong lintel anyway. So, yeah, I mean, we had an interesting show today. I like the idea, especially when we're talking about some of these new builds, how it seems like we're moving towards a lot more convenient features, especially for, somebody my age who's getting up there, with the achy joints. And, you've got your first floor master. You don't have to worry about maintenance on the property. You don't have to mow the lawn, shovel the snow, all beautiful things. And you still get all the amenities and benefits of a brand new build home and upgrades. And
yeah, and if you can keep pets out of the equation so you don't have to come home for the dogs, you really can come and go as you please.
Well, that's why you get a bird or a cat or something to that effect. Maybe even an ant, I think, like an ant farm or something.
Hey, that's a different one, an ant farm. All right. I know what you're getting for Christmas now.
Great.
So next week we've got a different lineup coming on. We're going to be finishing out then at the end of the year with a year-end wrap-up. And what else is on the agenda there, Kingsley?
Well, there's a lot of good stuff coming up in this next year, a lot of good programs, which I think probably in the next week or two I'll be going over. Very exciting, some very exciting features for our mortgage company as far as technology. And I'll be posting some of that on our Facebook page, which will be extremely helpful for the realtors out there. It'll keep you on top of things without having to call in constantly. And for those of you that are out there that are actually loan officers or any realtors that know of loan officers that are maybe not happy with where they're at, have them give me a call. We'll discuss some options and try and get them on board. And you can always contact us at 717-200-4800. So it's going to be an exciting few weeks, I know, coming up to Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for the new year. I mean, this has been so much fun for us this year so far.
It has been. And, with all this information about becoming certified, to work with new build construction, which I think next year is really where it's going to be as far as homes. We've got such a low inventory now. You get yourself in with, a new build construction, get certified, get in with a really good company, that understands that. Gear up for 2017. I just see it being huge.
Hey, something that we're going to be adding to our Facebook page is we're going to be adding a couple hot homes of the week, because last week, those homes that we mentioned, one of them got sold last week by Monday. So it was just a fantastic time. So we're going to start to put those on every week on our site so that you can see some really just great buys.
And that's Facebook.com/Real Estate Radio Guy. And we're going to start putting a lot of information out there. So please follow us on there. Call us on the radio shows. We're going to try and post the phone number into our radio shows here on Facebook as well, so you have the number. And I always get it wrong, but 249-1787. Okay, you see that? It only took how many weeks of doing this show? So we're going to go ahead and wrap up. We'll be back next week. It was a great show. Thank you guys for listening.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Radio Guy with real estate broker John Rainville. Listen each week at this time and learn all about buying and selling, mortgages, market conditions, property maintenance, and much more. It's brought to you by Equity Prime Mortgage, Enviroquest Inspections, and SearchHomesandPA.com. It's the Real Estate Radio Guy, Saturday mornings at 8 on Oldies 102.9 and AM 960 WHYL.
From the L.B. Smith Ford Lincoln Studios, Oldies 102.9 is WHYL Carlisle.
Joe, Ricky, Bryce, good time, Oldies, WHYL.